Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome once again to my Twitch stream. Kind of missed it last week because I was ill and I've only just started, so I didn't really feel the need to press on, despite the fact that I wasn't feeling so well. Hey, Ali Warner. Ally Warner. Welcome. Do I know you? Should I know you? I don't recognize the name. But yes, this is currently my third session of this. I'm just going to click continue so that it can load up. It's been a couple of weeks and I've pretty much forgotten what I was doing. So just a quick recap. We killed kobolds. Well, that narrows it down a little. What's my journal say? A bit of rival, Svetlana's ring, moonberries, moon radishes and fangberries. A bit of rival, stolen lands, 87 days, 19 hours to go. Okay, yes. So, oh, that was it. I had just, can I get a map up of the world map? Can I do a world map from here? No, I don't think I can. Oh well, we'll probably get to it in a moment. So yeah, we just set off from the inn, as it were. Let's take everything of value. Set off from the inn. Went towards some tomb that a weird guy on the road said it might be advantageous for me to go to. Managed to recruit. Names, they'll come back to me. Valerie. From Tartuccio. Tartuccio appears to be my rival. It's slowly coming back to me. I followed him through the tomb. He came to a book thing. I kind of rushed through that because another streamer was starting, but didn't find Tartuccio. Found a bunch of kobolds, murdered them, ended the stream. Now we're going to go to the world map. Let's just double check that there's nothing I've missed. I'm not going to carry around everything. I'm already up to medium load. I'd like to get that lower. Because it's going to knacker up my travel time. Which probably isn't going to do me any favours. If there is anybody in chat, if you want to confirm my audio levels are great, that would be fantastic. It's a little loud in my ears, but I've not adjusted anything since the last time. Great stuff, thank you very much. Ally Warner. Loud and clear. Oh, good stuff. So I'm just going to leave. And see, now I'm sort of like, do I try to follow Tartuccio, or do I go back to actually dealing with the Stag Lord? I kind of made the decision before I started the stream, because I remembered a little bit about we were kind of following Tartuccio. But there's this Stag Lord, and stolen lands. Set off to Fawn Ford and the bandit camp there. That's Fawn Fjord, so it'll be over this way. I should have healed up. Let's try to avoid those, because we are injured. I failed, so starting a random encounter. Just in case this is your first time, I am playing it in turn-based mode rather than the real-time. So part of me isn't too worried about that. We have mites. Yearlings. Okay, no, don't stab me, don't stab me. Right, not everybody is injured, so let's cast Cure Light Wounds on me, so that I am not so injured, and then, he should be able to move. Can I take a 5-foot step? No, I can't. Let's move up towards him a little and stop right there. Valerie, you are a tank. You've got a big shield. Go beat that thing up. Not bad, not bad. Damage reduced. Why is the damage reduced? I'm guessing it has some kind of DR. Okay, that's great. Great, great. Fantastic. Amory, let's reduce that damage, okay? Great stuff. Who else do I have? I've still got me and Lindsay, that's her name. I remember names. He threw a rock at me, I believe. Ah, he is a might stone thrower after all. I'm looking slightly better. This guy is about to go, so let's move up to him and stab him before he gets any funny ideas. Also, I got the sneak attack off, reduced, so great stuff. Did a grand total of 4 points of damage. Oh, he decided to throw a rock, and that triggered an attack of opportunity. Lindsay, let us just daze that guy. You can't daze that guy, then let's shoot him with the crossbow. Don't really feel the need to waste magic on such small and trivial things. Oh, there's another one over there. Okay. Move over there a little so you get better line of sight on things. Oh, he can actually just run over that rock. They move kind of funny. Anybody else see that? Where it's all like walking along using both legs at a time. More like hopping. Great, thanks, Harren. Stab that guy. No, great stuff, Valerie. Amory, 3 for 3? Oh, no, that was not 3 for 3 on missing. I think he might be paced. And he triggered an attack of opportunity and promptly died. Great stuff. Everybody is looking slightly better.
Sorry.
Divine Favor, True Strike, Bane. Do I want to waste another spell? You've got a Cure Light Wounds. You heal yourself up. I mean, I should really consider using... I've got a lot of these things now. Let's use a Potion of Cure Light Wounds. That's slightly better. He's now back in green. Okay. Not many of these people seem to have loot, so let's take the copper rings, let's take the gold coins, let's grab everybody up and move it along. So yeah, I actually was talking to a friend of mine about this game earlier today, and he was sort of like, oh, you know, this, you know, what's the gameplay timing of it like? And I'm sort of like, I don't actually know. I'm guessing like 40 hours for the main plot, 20 hours for everything else. Did a quick Google search. Apparently it is closer to being 80 hours for the main plot, 40 hours for the extra stuff, but you can quite easily reach a total of like 170 hours if you were to be a completionist about it. And seeing as though I don't really intend on playing this multiple times through, especially not on stream, I'm probably going to try and be the completionist about it, which could end up being 170 hours, 4 hours a week. It comes out at like 42 weeks I will be doing this, so apparently if you're around for this, this might be a year-long project. Thornfjord. Or Thornford. Thornford. There's no double F, I think, which would be the Icelandic fjord. Why are we here again? We are here because the crazy... Oh no, this is where we got advised to go because the innkeeper suggested that they might be here, or at least some of them might be here. And if some of them are here, then maybe I can get them to tell me where the rest of them are. Because we only really want to get the final staking. Ooh, we found something. It is an ancient Rostlandic coin. I like the way that these are very light and very expensive. I'm not entirely sure if I can sell them to anybody, because it says a well-grounded antiquities collector might pay handsomely. So, does that mean I gotta find this guy and hold on to him, or can I sell them for the money in the meantime? I should probably try some sneaking around, because I'm fairly good at that, I'm sure. Am I good at it? Is it stealth? I'm okay at stealth. Onwards. There we go. Alright, I'm not going to split the party too much. Just gonna scan out ahead. There's a tiny little spider. And that tree really is in the way. I say it's a tiny little spider. It's big enough to be seen on a screen like this, so it's probably actually a little bigger. But I don't think it qualifies as an enemy because I can't target it. Let's have a quick squint at this. Ooh, there's stuff I could have looted over there and over there and over there. Doesn't seem to be much over here. Ooh, hello.
My search was not in vain.
Okay, apparently I just walked past all of the traps. Cause I'm smart.
Anything else? What's that?
Oh, wow! I really did just.
Applause, please.
I might need to bump up my perception a little. Cause that could have been messy. Alright, this guy. Do I have a ranged weapon? I do have a ranged weapon. Let's sneak up a little. I did not sneak very well, apparently. Did he see my stealth? He spotted me. On an 18, a difficulty of 17, great stuff. Alright, I'm not entirely sure what you can do. Hamry? So let's just move you up a little. Be a target there and... Oh, there's another one. Okay. Didn't see him there. Let's... No, don't walk over there. Why can you not shoot up over there? Shoot her. Them. Not quite sure, but, you know, they're flat-footed. Valerie, go up to meet that guy. Protect me. Yeah, they like yelling, and I generally try to assume that when I say they're sneaking, they're actually sneaking, and it's just an inner monologue of "Yarr!" Okay, movement speed is a bit hampered. Can you shoot that person up there? Yeah, go for it. And get a critical one. Oh wow, I think that's like the third or fourth since I've started. I don't think RNGesus is with me today. Luckily they're not doing so well on the hitting either. Yeah. Jeez. Okay, that's the second critical hit that she's done, so can't complain too much about the critical misses. So yeah, is there anybody else about that I should be concerned about? I don't see anybody else.
A calculated risk.
Yeah, because it's no longer the start of it. I'm not getting sneak attack damage. And I don't know how they're doing. At point wise, can I loot this body? Sure, why not? Ooh, a gnome hooked hammer. I have a gnome in my party. Do I have anything that I can get you with? Can I equip something from my inventory? I'm pretty sure I get a bunch of alchemist fire. Yeah, there we go. Right, so this is possibly a terrible idea because Pathfinder is infamous for if you use alchemist fire and you don't really know how to use it, just set fire to your own companions. But seeing as though they're up in a tree, hopefully I shouldn't miss too hard. Yay! I set them on fire. Maybe that'll teach them for hiding up in trees. Alright, Lindsay, killing blow! There we go. Okay. Oh, we found more secret stuff. We've already looted the bandits. And we have got a ring and a masterwork heavy flail. That is £10, but it's worth quite a bit, so No, we're already we're firmly into the medium. There's not much I can do. The gnome hug camera is a +1. Can the gnome use it? No, the gnome can't use it. Are you a gnome or are you a halfling? You're a halfling, not a gnome. And ring of protection +1. Deflection bonus. Tartuccio's ring is just a bonus. Oh, this is a deflection bonus. Okay, so I can't wear both of the rings. I'm mainly looking after myself because, one, I'm a rogue, therefore I'm allowed to be selfish. Even though I am lawful good. Thank you, Critical Commissions, again, for that wonderful alignment choice for me. Plus, as well, if I die, it's game over. If anybody else dies, it's like, stick a band-aid on it. I'm going to give it to the Barbarian to bring their AC up to joint lowest now. I'm sure it'll help at some point, although their touch AC is still slightly worse. And the Masterwork thing can be sold to the first person that come along. I mean, that's really nice. It's worth like 600 gold. So hopefully I can find a merchant with that kind of money. Doesn't really help me in what I'm trying to do here, though. Yes, I know, Critical Commissions, you're always going to love how you chose my wonderful, wonderful alignment. Probably was thinking about that the moment I said that I was going rogue, but I did kind of surprise it on chat, and Critical Commissions was the only one who made a choice that I can actually make. I'm sure somebody said chaotic hungry or chaotic something or other at the time, but it was not. That's not an alignment, so unfortunately it doesn't really help. Let's pick some herbs. We have got just generic herbs. Yeah, generic herbs for generic meals, I suppose. There was some loot over here. It appears to be... Ooh! A scorched fragment of a necklace. See, that's the second one of those I've actually picked up. This item bears a trace of lost power. It seems if you found a shard of a destroyed artifact, if you define all the fragments, an artisan with no skill could restore it for you. And how many of those would there be? It just says found all of them. Well, I've got 2. Is that all of them? Is that good enough, game? There's a bunny. There was edible moss. Well, that sounds slightly more appealing than the generic herbs, I suppose. At least that's edible.
It should be.
Oh, a random sack. Take the coinage, I'll take the eggs, I'll take the flour. Who puts flour like that in a sack? It's one of the things that has always bothered me about video games. It's like flour in a bowl hidden in a sack in the middle of the woods along with 2 eggs. Was somebody secretly trying to bake a cake? I did find chocolate somewhere. I don't know where, but I got chocolate. So maybe they were just spreading things out around here to bake a cake. How much more of this map? Oh, hello. The dark-haired bandit is kicking the ground irritably. When she sees you, she squares her shoulders and clenches her hand axes. Well, look who's here. Why is who's highlighted like it's a thing? The Kestrel, the bandit responsible for collecting taxes for Staglord, one of the first dwellers of the stolen lands, who you met on your arrival. Oh, you were the one who ran off like a coward. I've actually gone through and tweaked some of the settings. I'm not sure if I mentioned this last time, but I actually have it so that it says when it's a good or an evil thing, because sometimes, you know, when it's just plain text, it's a little bit difficult, and sometimes it's just a little bit sarcastic, and it's difficult to read that inflection at times. But when it says requires good, you know that this is at least a good answer. Easy now. I probably should choose that one because yeah, most of them are sort of like aggressive. Easy now. I'm not here to blanket the stolen lands with corpses. Lower your weapons and let's talk. I won't kill anyone who leaves the Stag Lord's service, or if you're willing to help me find him. So think about it. Is he really a leader you're ready to die for? Something in your words seems to have impressed Kestrel. She frowns for a moment and spits. Fine, I won't cut your throat for now, at least. But I also won't kneel to some Rostov upstart. Why would you try to make peace? Are you just naturally kind? Or have you been listening to Svetlana? There is no lawful good. Neutral good, I think, is probably my best one. Is it so hard to believe that I might simply not want unnecessary bloodshed? You know, life hasn't been good to me. Why should I trust you? I don't actually respond to that. It's like, alright, here's my piece. The Stag Lord's been spending more time keeping an eye on the bottom of his glass than what's going on around him. If you won't answer an insult from some Rostov crook like Jamandi, then you're right. We've chosen the wrong leader. Go ahead and do whatever you're going to do. I won't stop you, but I won't help you either. And here, give this to Svetlana. The bandit places a ring in your hand and then leaves. It's the Svetlana's wedding ring. Woo! I was hoping that would turn up. I assumed that it would. It's one of the things about a lot of... I think it's called Chekhov's gun in theatre terms. Basically, if something mentions that a thing is a thing, then it always turns out to be a thing. And like... the woman at the inn said, "Oh, find my wedding ring." It's not like there's a whole world out there, and you want me to find one little ring. Yeah, okay. And lo and behold, because it's Chekhov's gun and a video game, it turns up. I gained XP. That's the most important thing about all of it. Okay, so she's gonna run off, and I know that there's more bandits over there. Oh no, they're all going with her. Alright. I mean, didn't exactly tell me where... Hello. You left somebody behind. Well, a watchtower. The bandits seem to have planned to seriously secure the area. Well, let's have a look. We've got something over here. Nobody thinks it's trapped. It isn't trapped. Ink silverwell, okay.
A trivial matter.
Oh, I managed to successfully unlock it. Not bad. Scroll of Doom. Scroll of Shocking Grasp. I like the way that he told me on the Scroll of Doom that this spell is available to Harren. The Scroll of Shocking Grasp, it doesn't appear to be available to anybody in my party, maybe? So, who knows? Silver earring, hermatite, gleaming gem, gold coins, and a bit of meat that just so happens to be in somebody's lockbox. I appreciate that they don't have refrigerators in this time, but at the same token, maybe, just maybe, they could put it in something that could keep it slightly cool rather than a lockbox. Books. I would love to be able to read these books out to everybody, but there's so many different ones. This seems like more important though. Written orders. Kestrel, a task. As soon as you're done with the taxes, find an old hut in the woods upstream of Fawn River and burn it to the ground. This is the Stag Lord's wish. He literally said, "Burn! Burn!" It was originally going to be Doven, but he grew upset when he learned nobody lived in the hut. Said burning houses with no one in them was boring. So I said I'd send someone more reliable. It's a strange task, but try to finish it quickly. And no asking what or why bother with this trifle instead of preparing for war with Restov. We'll get to that. Signed, A. Okay, and that triggered this guy to talk. You see a dark-haired man in about 45, though the wrinkles on his face make him look 60 at first sight. He is currently a prisoner, judging from his tied hands. He slouches a bit, squinting short-sightedly in the light as he moves his lips as though speaking to someone invisible. He jerks his head up as he notices you. Praise Estral. Someone finally chased off those scoundrels. Thank you, stranger. My name is Gerard Kravken. I am a priest of Estral, from Galt. Those bandits attacked me as I was crossing the river, said they wanted to take me to their leader, make me heal their wounds. Not a chance. The strength granted to me by Estral is meant to help honest people, not robbers. Neutral. How did you come to be in these lands? Or should I just say I'm glad I could help? Lawful evil, I won't. I'm gonna be. Yeah, anyway. How did you come to be in these lands, Gerard? I was led here by visions, sent by the elk god. Is the elk god Estral? Yeah, okay. Maybe. Deities in Pathfinder have a lot of aliases. I mean, deities in a lot of different role-playing systems have a lot of aliases, but apparently the elk god is Estral, also known as Deadeye, and the stag god. So why this guy called him the elk god, I don't know. Hey Jellywash, classic bandits. What's classic bandits? Tying up prisoners, trying to get them to heal them, or just leaving people out in the middle of nowhere tied up? Welcome to the stream, by the way. I actually know Jaylee Walsh. He's a friend of mine, so he doesn't get any sort of like, welcome to the stream, blah blah blah. Yeah, he should just be here by being friends with me. An ancient shrine. Estral showed me that somewhere in the wildlands lies the Temple of the Elk, an ancient shrine forlorn and desecrated. I saw the ruins of the temple and the shadows of a predator lurking in sorcerous fog. I felt the echoes of the vicious rituals performed at once blessed place. I have no doubt. Estral revealed all this to me, and I could stop the so I could stop the ungodly sorcery from desecrating the temple. And where is this temple? That I don't know. Visions, even divine ones, are often vague and unreliable. I know only that the temple is somewhere near, in the Gnarl Marches. But I'm afraid I won't be able to find it myself, what with bandits lurking around every corner of this place. John shakes his head sadly. Seeing as though one's definitely evil, I'm going to have to go with a neutral good, despite it not being lawful good. It's one of them things which kind of bothers me when it comes to sort of like strict alignment systems when it comes to video games. It's sort of like, I've got two options. I can either be lawful evil, or I can be neutral good. Where is the chaotic, where is the just true neutral options? And they're nowhere to be seen. So trying to maintain an alignment can be difficult at times, not because you don't want to, but because the game just simply doesn't give you the options. I'm glad I could help. Drub mumbles for a bit, rubbing his hands. Oh, these times. To be as surprised to meet an honest man as to see a manticore at a vegetable stall. Thank you for your help. I've exhausted my supplies of prayers, but I'll gladly repay you in the future once I've restored my strength and sense, probably. Come to me if you ever need to be healed or blessed. Alright, you're just going to stay out in the old woods? Oh, alright. I'm afraid an old fool like me won't be able to handle the mission given to me by Estral on my own. How can I search for the temple when the bandits around here won't let me take a single step? I'll head to Oleg Leviton's trading post to rest and think on what to do next. Please, traveller, if you happen to discover the ruins of the Temple of the Elk, come inform old Jod. My gratitude will know no bounds. And off he goes. Okay, I was looting the place if you don't mind so much. I think I saw something out over here. Drodvi... yeah. What is this? The bandits' belongings are piled together in a messy heap. Search for something of value. Or information. You find a cache of under the clothes and blankets. Opening a lid of a small hollow, you find a box full of bottles. An inscription on the side reads, "Wine for the stag lord. Don't you dare steal it, fools, or I'll make sure you rot." Take the wine or break the jars open and spill the wine. I think I'll take it. One of them don't really have much in the way of options, but I might as well take it, so I get to sell it. Wow, that is expensive wine. Economy in video games or role-playing games is often a little bit cuckoo, but you know, it's like this plus, well, not the plus one, the masterwork heavy flail. It's really useful for combat. For one bottle to get drunk one night is 125 gold. Really useful in combat, 100 gold. So, who knows? Apparently some people really do value their wine over their weapons. Quick squint at the map. That seems to cover just about everything. But I now have a new location. Well, I have two new locations. This abandoned hut, which seems important to the stag lord, and the temple of the elk god. Yeah, I don't want to take that, and at some point I might have to consider going back and selling things, but I don't think I've got that much worth selling. Certainly not worth getting down to that. There's a bag of holding that I'd really like to get hold of. I think one of the main problems is these camping rations and supplies. It's all like, this set of supplies contains everything you need to rest for one night in the wilderness and restore your party members' health, abilities, and spells. And it's all like, that's 40 pounds of food and other such stuff. I'm not saying that it's unrealistic, but at the same token, it's gonna be it's a lot of weight to be hauling around, especially when you're trying to travel light. Okay, so that is the abandoned hut. I don't think I got the temple. No. Oh, show location names. Fangberry Cave. I'm guessing that's where I'm gonna find the fangberries. The old sycamore. Why do I know the old sycamore? We lost the trail, but Tartuccio can't escape so easily. Oh, was it that random guy? I can't remember. No, the random guy said that he was in the tomb, which is why I went to the tomb. Is it for the moon radishes? Because that, I definitely don't know where it is. Smelverter's ring is why I need to go back there, and I'm guessing the moon radishes are at the old sycamore. Oh, let's go to this abandoned hut, which seems to be really far out of the way.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Lindsay, why do you want to rest? I mean, it's really knackered up my carry weight, and yeah, I suppose we should rest. How does one do this again? Camp. Manage. Alright, let's get rid of everybody. I think it's probably put everybody in the best positions. Camp camouflage, cooking, watching, hunting, and you're not very good at anything. Maintain armor. What's the maintain armor do for me? Valerie adjusts and repairs her armor and gains a +1 circumstance bonus to AC for the first battle. In the first battle? This effect extends +1 additional battle for every 4 levels of Valerie games beyond level 1. You're level 2, sweetie? And +1 for only the first battle? Yeah, put everybody on a diet. I mean, one of the things is, like, rations needed is 5. I have 4 sets of rations. So what you need to do is you set out your hunter. And then you could say use rations, but if you don't have any rations, it just takes longer for the hunter to find enough food. Which is far better than trying to haul around 40 pounds of stuff. Okay, so yeah. We'll reduce the probability of attack. Or do I just want to maintain double watch? So if I maintain watch with both of them too. And who was better at that? He's better at it. And you can cook. You can attempt to cook a hearty meal with a +8. See, +1 bonus on all saving throws for a day is far better than this. I'm actually curious to see what else it gets. +2 bonus to competence bonus on the camp duty skills. Okay. This increases by +1. Amani first battle +1 to damage. What do I get? I don't get anything because I'm just a peasant. And Harim's gloomy mood and love of solitude mystically reduces the party's chances of attracting monsters and enemies. The chance of attack also decreases for every guard shift that begins during the night. So basically he's such a doommonger that everybody just tries to avoid him. Over here you can actually say whether you want it to. Use all your spells and healings. It's a really nice feature that's kind of great for computer games. In Pathfinder and Starfinder, healing is somewhat more difficult to come by. It's not like D&D where you rest for the night and everybody's full health and get some hit die back. It's 1 hit point a level in Pathfinder. And so, you know, if anybody's injured, but it automatically burns up any healing that you might have left over rather than people in the party trying to remember it. What's these buttons do? Is it going to tell us? No, it just moves this thing. Whee! Spells are recovered. I don't know what I'm doing though. 1, 2, 3, 9 hours. Doesn't seem to let me. Wait. Resting will take 8 hours. The party will not rest. Minimum rest time 9 hours. Don't know what that's about. Or do I set it here? Oh, I can set it below that. But the moment I click on that, it basically goes, okay, you're going to have to hunt for food, and God knows how long that's going to be. Yeah, rather than bothering with camouflaging the place, just going to have 2 people resting. It does make me wonder, though, you know, it's like... You can only really have 6 people according to this graphic down here, but over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the 11th of the special roll. Or is it just sort of like, these are your choices, make them as you wish?
Once I killed a whole herd of mammoths, but our camp was too far away. So I tied their trunks together and dragged them home for 2 days.
Those must have been tiny mammoths, the size of squirrels.
Do you really want to go sassing the barbarian, Lindsay? Hunting took 8 hours, hunted forage equal to 1 ration, great stuff. The cook prepared an excellent hearty meal, and everybody's rested up. Does that mean that all the food is gone? Yes, the food is gone. And we're still overweight, but at the same token, it's a lot closer, and possibly, you know, 10, 16, math says still need to lose about 25 pounds. And I don't think we've got 25 pounds of stuff that I want to get rid of just yet. Eventually there will become a point where people will be able to get stronger. You've hunted for 200 pounds of food. Your wagon can only carry. Is that a Oregon Trail reference, I believe? Never actually played it, but yeah, food in this apparently is really heavy. So, you know, I'm glad that we're no longer having to haul it around. I mean, we're in the wilds. We should be fine, he says, not knowing whether we will be fine or not. They're probably going to vote me as not the greatest leader if they all starve to death. I do like this, where it's like you move from point to point. Oh, there is someone on the road. Get ready. But yeah, the map, it's all like you get to click around between checkpoints, but some of them seem to be like miles apart, and others seem to be sort of like very short. Technically mage. A group of well-armed fighters approaches. One of them raises their voice, pointing at you. Hey you, stop right there! Kalana, look at this one. Will he do? And the group's leader says, lays her cold and watchful eyes upon you. This one, I suppose, but I don't like his snout. She studies your champion carefully but nonchalantly, as if examining goods at a market. Listen, you tramps, we're from the Technic League. Our slave died and we need a replacement. One of you will be coming with us, and the rest of you are free to go. I advise against resistance, as it would be a quick trick to kill every one of you. Now, one of you, choose now the one you will give. Well, apparently, because I'm lawful good, there is no negotiations with slavers. Apparently that was a big mistake. Luckily, we all just rested. Okay, you're gonna be a pain in my ass. Can I charge at you? Yes, I can. Yeah, mess him up. How badly did that mess him up? Not too badly. Gonna rage. Probably should have raged before I ran, but oh well. I really need to give these summoned pets out. Somebody remind me to do that at some point. Can you dress 200 pounds of food in some space? There's a typo there, and I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that, Jay. Lindsay. Yeah, let's hideous laughter. Let's see what this one does. Will save negates. Don't know. Mind affecting compulsion. And they saved. Of course they saved. Alright, Lindsay, you are squishy. Run to the back. I really need to reorganize my party sometime. Harem. Can we bless? Do I have a bless? I've got a thing for blessing. There we go. That will help. Right, move up to meet that guy. And wait right there. What are we getting? What are we getting? Oh, summoned wolves. How nice. So another spellcaster at the back there. Can we charge you? No, we can't. We can charge you. Let's charge this one. Because he's gonna get in the way anyway. And the rogue comes up last. Why am I flashing like a disco light? Okay. I really want to get... Change weapon is my move action? I really need to freaking work on that. Right, change weapon, move up to that guy at the back. And I also could do with figuring out why that thing's flashing. If anybody's got epilepsy, look away from the screen. Okay, I've moved up. That's good miss. That's a hit. And more spells. Yep, you can give up with the will saving throws now. You tried it twice, it didn't quite work out for you.
They go down!
Armory likes to scream, apparently. Okay. One moment. Apparently. You can take my friend here. He's very quiet. To give to the silver. Oh, okay. Yes. My automod apparently decided to stop one of your messages. Okay, so you're dressing up 200 pounds of food in some spare clothing to give it to the slavers. I think they might note it. You know, being quiet is one thing. Being rather inert is another. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that I'd be willing to give up, and to a certain degree. I mean, Harem is a bit, you know, of a doomsayer, but at the same token, it's all I'm lawful good, thank you, critical commissions. There's only so much you can do with the surprise disguise kit that doesn't that hides things. It doesn't magically make people of things more animated. Yes, I suppose I could also try and bluff it. God, your saves are just annoying me now. Will save didn't help. Shall I doom everybody? I think... Oh no, it's not doom. It's Bane. How am I looking? I'm not looking too bad. How are they looking? That guy's not looking so good. Yeah, let's Bane them. Let's make it slightly more difficult for them. And that is my action. What are you casting now? Oh, you get to summon multiple wolves. Great stuff. I need you to die, like, soon. And the chat is ganging up on me. Apparently I'm just not imaginative enough and my bluff isn't good enough, that I'm not dressing up a bag of meat as a slave for these guys to take away. Okay, right, stab that guy. There we go. That's some movement on the people. That's provoking an attack of opportunity, so let's take a 5-foot step towards the bad guy in the middle, who's summoning a bunch of wolves. Please stop killing me. I said stop it. You're gonna provoke an attack of opportunity. You got 30 hit points. That's a lot more than anybody else. I'm gonna regret this. What? What do you mean you fell over? Why did you... How does a barbarian just fall over like that? The wolves get a combat maneuver to trip. And tripped. Well... Okay, I said that I was gonna regret it, and I do. Let's have some courage. And wait right there. Everybody's looking okay.
As dust.
Congratulations, you just missed. How many of them summoned wolves do you have? Starting to get the feeling that maybe I should have concentrated on her first. Rather than that guy casting fear rather ineffectually. That's not too bad, he's not looking so good. Right, I can move and stab you.
This will hurt.
That just didn't do anything. But now should get attacks of opportunity should they try any more moves. What happened? Oh, Harem got knocked out. No, I'm pretty sure the barbarian did trip over. I didn't think the barbarian was wearing shoes. I've not actually checked their character art. And no, it was because they got attacked by wolves. It wasn't me just not dressing them properly in the morning. I do look after my party, guys. Kalana casts a scornful eye on your fallen companion. This is precisely why you should not have resisted the will of a Technic League. Enough of this comedy. Hide your weapons. I shall take this carrion. Pray that the rest of you have escaped the same fate. Let them take this frail body, while life still lingers within. Then come for the remains. Oh my god. See, the fact that it's interrupted combat suggests that this might be slightly plot related. He is the healer, though. Those things kind of are important. Should I end the fight, possibly die and have to reload, or should I let them take the Dooms Speaker Harem? I'll leave it up to chat to decide which one. In the meantime, I shall be talking about all the stuff. Some stuff that I've thought about for the stream. One of the things is, so like, I appreciate that I'd like to do slightly more with the stream. I started off by playing the occasional semi-random game of Banners of Ruin and the other thing, Monster Train. Monster Train. Yeah, okay. The party says, the chat says that I should have no pity. Abandoning my companions is not very lawful good. Crit commissions, is there a difference between lawful good and suicidal, in your opinion? And yes, he was. Well, no, he wasn't. I mean, what was he doing? He was perceiving. He wasn't keeping it safe with. Thanks for the sympathy, critical commissions. He wasn't keeping it safe with his doom and gloom. He was keeping it safe with his perception. So I think the general consensus is we've got to try to rescue him. We will end the fight. A fatal mistake, yes, I agree with you, Callahan. Kalana. Did we get any new initiatives? No, we didn't, I don't think. Did we? We might have got new initiatives. Not sure. You cross leaves with the Technical League. This will be your undoing, I believe that said before she dimensioned all the way. Well, that took care of the wolves. Move up behind that guy. Amory, can you take care of the archer for me? Thank you. You're there now. Yeah, you can't hit me. Lindsay, do me a favour, get Harren back on his feet. The pause in combat actually allowed to get Amory to get up as a free action. That wasn't very nice. What do you have against old Arim?
Do not falter.
Alright, Valerie, falter. Are you bleeding? Double miss, and it's over to me. Can I move there? No, I think that's going to provoke an attack of opportunity, isn't it? Stab that guy. Yeah, sneak attack. I'm not asking for pity. It's just I don't want to die. Okay. Alright. Okay, I'm out of healing spells. I'm just gonna kill this guy and hopefully get it over and done with. Nice, another critical hit. And hopefully Harem can hold on long enough and we'll patch him up in just a moment.
Stay behind me.
Cause actually, it keeps flicking over to him like, no, okay. Move up, stab that guy. Or move up and don't stab that guy, see if I can. Oh! Amory, it's not easy to loot them when you do that. Alright, Harun stands up. Let's... no, there's not many people who are injured. Let's get out the animal companions that I was talking about.
One shouldn't
there we go.
If they can't carry
now it's a menagerie. We've got an S-Stock, which appears to be magical. Thank you, metagamey background stuff. Don't really want any of that other stuff. What do we get? An S-Stock +1. That's another 600 gold to me. Hopefully. Alright, Harem. Time to chug down a few potions of Cure Light Wounds. And one for me as well. There we go.
All according to plan.
Well, I scared off the boss guy, and apparently that will be my undoing, so I'm probably expecting that to come back and bite me in the arse later. Ooh. The insidious henchmen of the Onius Technic League have disappeared into the thick of the wilderness and of the mysterious stolen lands. But not for long. Soon we'd be upon them. First, though, we'd have to pick up their trail. To do that, we... it's giving me the DCs. Tried to find anyone who could have seen these despicable people. We're out in the middle of nowhere. Tried to understand, based on what we've seen, what kind of spell Kalana used to get away and where it could bring her. That one kind of makes sense for the... Without a trail, without searching for other ways to simplify our work, we follow the trail to the of the Technic League. I'm gonna go with that one. We easily realized that the spell Kalana used to flee had a small range, no further than 600 feet. We checked our surroundings within this range and quickly found the place that she had teleported to, as well as a trail leading from there. Inspired by our success, we followed that trail. Where's that option? Without searching for other ways... Well, no, let's see if there is anybody around. The wilderness only seemed deserted at first glance. Wandering around the area, we found a few mushroom gatherers. Alright. And hunters, who told us where they'd seen our quarry. We hadn't discovered the exact position of their camp, but we are closing in. After this, without searching for other ways to simplify our work, we follow the trail to the Technic League. Yeah, it's a little bit like that, Jay, where it only happens occasionally, and it's a bit like Choose Your Own Adventure. In this case, I believe it's just basically if you succeed or fail, you get to not find them straight away, or they ambush you on their way there. There is one earlier in the book, in the game, that if you dilly-dally around for too long, then this building collapses in on you. I am aware of through other playthroughs. But yeah, it's actually fairly common to this style of gaming is that like they've introduced this sort of like book and being able to choose options rather than trying to play through some of it. I know that it appears in both Pillars of Eternity, the first one, not sure about the second one, not actually played that at all yet. And Torment Tides of Numenera. And it is a really nice feature, I find. You know, it's certainly a lot better than sort of like trying to very meticulously click your way through situations, or you know, it just gives you this narrative without any skill rolls. And it does actually it allows it to bring those skill checks that aren't usually there in role-playing games, because they just automatically happen and you don't really get a choice in it. But it's a nice feature. The henchmen of the Anonymous Technic League are truly insidious, and the Stolen Lands a mysterious thicket, but true heroes think nothing of such things. We easily picked up the trail of those scoundrels, and soon found their camp. So yes, apparently not only did we have to defend ourselves from them taking one of us slaves. Oh, it's all the way down there! Apparently we found the trail all the way down there and then turned around, went back to where we were. Didn't really mark out trail on our map. Okay, so that's something that's probably going to need to be companion quests. A group from the Technology League tried to attack us. We can't let such dangerous people. We need to find their kick their tails all the way back to Numenera, which is over. It's over somewhere. Right, there's a map. All the way over there, apparently. Oh, right. When we were looking here, that looked like the edge of a map. It's not the edge of the map, it's where it's creased and the light is... It's very pretty. A lot of detail has gone into just a simple map. Yeah, the mushroom pickers. Apparently the mushroom pickers also weren't good choices of slaves. They had to come... rather than the mushroom pickers, they came after the people wielding weapons. Not quite sure of the logic there of the Tectonic League. Continue my travels to this abandoned hut, kind of. Nope, kind of going the wrong way. Let's double back a little. Do you want to enter this location? Sure, why not? So yeah, at some point I probably should go clear out those Technic League people. Oh, you are here. Please follow me. This is the Guardian of the Bloom, who appeared in a dream after we'd rested at the inn. I will follow you just as soon as I'm done picking up some herbs. Father, please, I looked for the herbs just as you asked. There just weren't enough to... Silence! Did you forget the rules? You speak when subtitles are far too fast. I shall have to try and hope that they appear down here. You all saw roughly what happened, but silence! Did you forget the rules? You speak when I say. You do as I say. Disobedience leads to punishment, and you have disobeyed twice. But father, 3 times. And cast hold person and acid splash. Enough! I can't! And the vision disappeared. And Spirit Lady has disappeared. Rotted wooden racks long ago used for drying herbs. 17 gold coins, paradox, and potion of enlarged person. Okie dokie. The staircase decayed and collapsed long ago. It can't be climbed. I mean, not with that attitude.
To arms!
Oh, hello, Big Wolf, and I have yet to resort my... Ow! Oh, I'm not dead, I just fell down.
Let us strike as one!
Yep, save me, people, for I am your fearless leader. Should I pick myself up? Are you close enough to bother me? I could take 5-foot step away. Because we got another ferocious wolf out back. So I'm going to move away. Then I'm going to cast Summon Monster over here. And I got a wolf. Is it a wolf? I'm guessing that's some kind of wolf. Of my own. Emery, save me. Somebody hit that damn thing. No, the summon wolf didn't appear fast enough. That doesn't work. I'm kind of out of spells, so...
Last wishes.
Crossbow. Okay, can I... How do I stand up? I just wanna...
This should do it.
Oh yeah, standing up attack provokes attack of opportunity. I forgot. This is Pathfinder where everything provokes attacks of opportunity. You missed.
Do not falter!
That didn't help in the slightest. Ooh, summon dog. Oh, I don't get control of the summon dog. Which kind of makes sense, but at the same token is a little bit meh. It's a little bit crowded around there. And I cannot move forward any further. So I hit the other wolf.
Not dead yet.
No, I've fallen over again. Possibly might just stay there.
This is where I step in.
Because if I provoke an attack of opportunity when standing up, that is going to be bad for me. Is there any way that I can crawl? I don't think there is. Nope, that button didn't do it. Yeah, just lie down.
Fine.
Oh no, apparently that will just get me hit. Maybe I should have stood up then. Shazbot.
Onward!
Oh, now you start hissing. Now that your fearless leader is down on the ground. Just how many mushrooms did they give you? The mushroom pickers didn't give me any mushrooms as far as I'm aware. Or are you talking about what they needed to bribe the Technic Leaguers to not to take those people? Well, you stop that. I'm down already. This guy is nasty.
This was not part of the plan.
No, the part of the plan was I am the glorious hero. Okay, now I can
No
stand up.
mistakes.
Everyone's a little injured, so I'm going to do a channel positive. And I got everybody a little bit, and then let's drink some potions to cure light wounds. And then select everybody. How does one do that again? Let's skin some things, take some pelts. So what were they guarding? Ooh. Nugrasol notes, in early spring, Willow's leaves are the same color as her eyes. His too. I barely hold myself from burning them out with acid. It is his fault, despicably weak. Despicable, weak. If it was not for him, she would still be alive. Does not talk to me, looks away, plans something. I know. I have to gather forest herbs and make a hiding place. Hide my charms. He is a coward, but he can steal and run away. I will punch it out of him. Everything hurts. I can barely walk. How could he? How? He would never bring himself to confront me on his own. He says his name is now the Stag Lord. He says he will not let me die or let me go. He says I should not be calling him my son, like I ever did. He told me to pack my things. We are leaving soon. And now he has his people and his own fortress. I'm hiding the charms in the herb cache. I probably should not. I will not be able to escape. He will not let me. Okay. And we've discovered a paradox, which has another ancient Ruslandic coin. Oh, you mean the weird vision thing? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of part of the course that, all great heroes hallucinate from time to time, so I don't know, it's one of those things that just doesn't really faze me these days when it comes to video games. Oh, where have you been? I told you to prepare everything for the ritual. You will never give me orders again. What? Well, then summon your power. Or maybe you'd like to try acid. I'm not your toy. Not your son. Ooh, kick to the ribs. That's a great way to treat people. Enough. I won't kill you. Your powers will be of use to me. From now on, you do as I say. You speak when I say. Disobedience leads to punishment. Always. I am your slave no longer. Not your toy, not your son. Enough. Blah, blah, blah. There's the rest of it. But yeah, I think probably, it's an interesting way to give exposition on games rather than notes. Because there's a few games where it's like, oh, you find a note, oh, you find another note, and that's the only way you actually discover anything that happens in the past. I think System Shock 2 was probably one of the earliest times where it was actually really freaking creepy for me when somebody was sort of like, you saw this vision of the ghost and it really did look like a ghost and scared the bejesus out of me. But I would have been probably at 14 at the time. I do not handle scary things well. So I promptly quit that game and never played it again. Gold, topaz ring, potion of vanish, and a chest, which I managed to unlock. Masterwork Earthbreaker. No, it doesn't actually. See, that's the thing that I miss about some games where it's like, Baldur's Gate, it used to give you a little bit of a backstory on the weapon itself. You know, for example, the Bastard Sword, and why it's called a Bastard Sword is because it's a hand and a half. It's halfway between broadsword and two-handed sword, and can be wielded either way. So basically, the name has something to it, and you know, anything that's just not like what the Smeg is an Ugrosh and an Earthbreaker. Earthbreaker sounds like it's just made up by Pathfinder, and it looks like a really big hammer. Oh, Hamry's boots. Yeah, I don't think she has shoelaces on them. That's a question that came up earlier, completely as an aside. Oh, a small.
I have been waiting for you. The flowers, birds, and wind told me you would come. Oh, my poor flowers. They will perish before long in this bog.
It seems that only you can see or hear the nymph.
Ooh, mysterious talk with nobody.
Yes, Lindsay, mysterious talk with nobody. Just because I'm the crazy one doesn't mean you get to be sassy. The druid's notes mentioned a cache he created using herbs. Do you know anything about that?
I know little of the magic of people, but there is a trick we nymphs love to use. Herbs and flowers can keep secrets, as well as reveal them. Place a herb in a chest you wish to hide. It will conceal the treasure from strangers' eyes. Place the herb there again, and it will reveal what was hidden. If the druid used this trick, he probably chose simple herbs, likely those that can be found nearby.
Sorry, I was reading chats and not this. I wasn't paying attention to what she was saying. Jay, they call the Bastard Sword a longsword, but actually there is a difference between a longsword, broadsword, and a Bastard Sword. If you go ahead and play Baldur's Gate and read the text, that it actually gives you a little bit of a history lesson about all the different weapons. For 5th edition, I think they were sort of like, we don't need all these different variants of things, so let's trim it down to a single list of a variety of weapons. And I personally still feel that's a bit of a mistake, because one of the things is like, you can go out, you can buy a long sword, and you can call it a bastard sword if you wish, or you can flavor it up any which way you wanted. So, you know, you might have a long sword but call it a saber. You might have a long sword but call it, or a short sword and call it a kariki. You can do that in 5th edition, but at the same token, there's no mechanical difference between them, which is something that I find is lacking when it comes, especially when you compare it to something like Pathfinder, where it's got the kariki that has certain mechanical differences to a dagger. I'm not sure what them differences are off the top of my head. I haven't got my books to hand. But there is always that constant, you know, you can style it and pick weapons to suit a particular theme. I may have done sword research a good while ago. It's just the versatile feature is basically a hand and a half mechanic. Yeah, I mean, the versatile is the hand and a half, but to me, it doesn't suggest to me that it's a hand and a half. It more seems like it's all like, yes, it is big enough that you can put your back into it, as it were. And it doesn't, you know, it doesn't make sense that it's only applicable to some weapons, if you ask me. I mean, stabbing somebody with a dagger with one hand and really driving it in with two hands should in theory, make slightly more damage. Anyway, back to the plot. I know little of the magic of your people, but there is a trick we nymphs love to use. Herbs and flowers can place secrets as well as reveal, and place a herb in a chest you wish to hide. It will conceal the treasure from strangers' eyes. Place the herb in there again, and it will reveal what was hidden. If the druid used this trick, he probably chose simple herbs likely to be found nearby. Okay, so there's a chest that I need to put a herb in. Rightio. Tell me what to do next.
Search the area around the hut. Try to find anything that remained of the druid who lived here. I am sure the fog is his doing. This suffocating veil is as vicious as his nature. We should learn more about the fog and the ritual through which it was created. Return to me if you find anything. The past may hide the answers that shape the future.
I had a strange vision, a young man and an old druid who tortured him. Then they exchanged roles.
Yes, yes. The soil, water, and stones here are infused with toxic pain and fear. They poison this place as we speak. You have seen where your enemy's journey began. The one called Stag Lord was once the victim of a cruel madman, and has since become one himself. You see now how monsters are born. But what comes of regret for a thing you cannot change? There is no time to be lost. We must do away with the fog quickly.
Would you stop following me? I have no intentions of helping you. I don't. I'm lawful good and trees are great, so... I don't really need to know anything more about them, but I'm curious to what they have to say. Tell me about yourself. I would like to know more about my ally.
Do you really wish to know? Fine. I'll tell you a fairy tale.
Ooh, fairy tales.
Once upon a time, there lived a young nymph. She lived in an enchanted forest, where 1,000 birds sung day and night, where the sun often left a spark or two hanging in the tree crowns, and where the starlight fell on sleepy glades like a glowing soft haze. The young nymph loved simple things, like sitting by the stream with her friends, braiding each other's hair and adorning their braids with crystals made of dew, or watching the flowers blooming. But inside her soul, the young nymph dreamed of something more. Oh, dreams. Nothing in any world can live without them. Even a seed that falls in fertile soil cannot sprout without the dream of the sun. The same was true for our nymph. She wished to turn her enchanted forest into a true fairy tale kingdom and fill it with thousands of wonders. But plans so ambitious rarely go unnoticed by greater powers. Those greater powers decided to punish the nymph for her boldness. They sent a horrible monster to poison the enchanted forest and kill the singing birds. The nymph was forced to flee, and finally she found shelter here in the stolen lands. Here she hoped to sprout the seeds of a new dream, even as she mourned the dream she'd lost. But then the magic mist appeared, killing everything that lived, and the nymph cast about, desperately searching for help. So far, these are the fairy tale's final words. But I hope this is not the end just yet.
I will return later.
I will be waiting.
I suddenly get the feeling that I really do need to hurry up to help this person.
You see that?
Yes, I see that. It's a rock. Token of the Dryad, a memento of times long past. A well-grounded antiquities collector might pay handsomely for it. It's worth even more than an actual coin. Let's rob the box. Jade, bone necklace, silver chain, gold coins.
In due time.
Oh, hidden things. Newgraph's lost note. I went to the old temple of the Elk again today. Wicked, gloomy place, just like my soul. It used to shine once, and it is hollow and horrible now. Did he spy on me? Maybe I should lock him up. No, let him be. What can he do, the useless count? Just whimper and hide.
You come again. Did you find something?
I did not come again. You came to me. But I found the druid's notes. It mentions Temple of the Elk. Can this help us?
An ancient temple. The temple of the stag god. Yes, that must be it. The place of power where the druid created the fog. Perhaps we'll be able to cleanse it from there. The temple hides in the thicket not far from here. You'll need to go there and purge the place of whatever evil still lingers there, summoned by the druid's sinister ritual. Take care. You are my only hope.
I have a clear goal now. I'll continue my journey. Who do hope at some point get to finish the rest of that tale. Oh, hello, Wolf. Still need to reorder my party. Somebody remind me to reorder my party and don't put the squishy people up front.
Your life ebbs low.
It's only the one wolf this time. Alright, can I kind of want to get in, around and behind you. Don't want to block the door.
Calculated risk.
There we go. Sneak attack. 10 points of damage. Great stuff. Amory! Oh! Jesus, Amory! See, now we can't skin it. Ground near this chest is covered with corner and herbs. They dried out long ago.
Far.
Hint, hint, wink, wink. Colour and herbs. Herbs. Split, yes, and close it. Magic happens. And we've got a short sword. We've got of transmutations and bodily poisons. And we got a couple of mushrooms called Shambulatus. Thank you, Paizo, for more weird, unpronounceable words. And it's +1 longsword. Does anybody use long? Oh, it's a short sword. Does Lindsay use a longsword? That seems a bad idea that Lindsay is using a longsword. Short sword probably be more your size. There we go. And Masterwork Bastard, longsword, difference is it's a dice down, but it is well, she's got a Masterwork, so that's still +1 to hit. I lose 1 maximum damage, but gain 1 minimum damage. I'm probably going to leave it with the Bastard sword, especially since though she's just more the tank than anything else. I mean, I suppose I could leave Lindsay with the long sword. It just looks ridiculous. It looks about as tall as her. I mean, it's not as bad as this thing. That doesn't even fit on the bleeding camera. Okay, go back to your crossbow. You're probably never actually going to use that sword in your life, but you have it just in case you get cornered, and I feel like having a laugh at your expense. You reorder your party. That is what I do indeed. Okay, let's put the squishy people at the back. I'm actually going to move myself there. But the really squishy person is right at the back of the group. Druid lady has gone. Dryad lady has gone. Thank you for reminding me, Jay. What do you do when you lose your whole party? I do believe if you lose the whole party, you lose the game. Which is possibly why it's important to save frequently. The thing is, what I like about Pathfinder Kingmaker is it's fairly good, or it seems to be fairly good at fairly small maps. And each map is auto-saved. Now, Temple of the Elk, I could go straight there. It seems like the next logical thing to do, but Jod did ask that I go report to him if I found out where it was. I'm also starting to accumulate a lot of stuff up, and maybe, just maybe, I might be able to buy a bag of holding and get some of this weight down. So I'm going to head back to Oleg's. I'm going to assume that there's a path through this wood. I hope that it doesn't make a... Oh, sorry, that was more of a setup for the reorder pun than... Okay. Yeah, that's a terrible pun. But then that's Jay for you folks. Get used to it if he sticks around here a bit. I don't mind it too much. Occasionally it's funny. Oh, I've lost a follower. I'm going to blame that one on Jay. I'm not a follower. I've lost a viewer at the moment. No, I don't want to rest right now. I want to get to the trading post because there I can rest. So, yeah, got a watcher back. I'm actually kind of curious as to who's watching. I'm just going to click on the thing that tells me people. Doesn't actually tell me who's watching per se. I forget that your party wander off and do other things. Oh. Listen there, well, since you dispatched the bandits with such skill, maybe you can help us with another problem. There's a feral swine living here in the woods. Not a normal wild pig, we're talking about a vicious boar. As big as a bear and as wicked as a devil. The locals call him Tuskgutter. Many hunters have lost life or limb to him. Vekel Benzin found his lair and went to kill the beast, but came back with one leg. He put a bounty on the boar's head, but it looks like there aren't any heroes around here bold enough to claim it. Maybe you can rid us of this monster. Hey, we're better than Oh god, that's a terrible voice for Armani. I can't do female and deep. Hey, no. Hey, we're better than local wusses, right? You want to bet I can chop off this Tuskgutter's snout in a single swing? Come on, let's find out. I don't want to say no to the barbarian. Alright, let's go kill this Tuskgutter. Hopefully it isn't straight away. Right, that's the way I like it. Let's do it. Tuskgutter's lair has been revealed. Okay, Amri, before you get annoyed at me and decide to chop off my head, it's in the list of things to do. There's just slightly more important things to do, okay? I don't think she's listening, but I've said it, so...
How may I serve you?
How may you serve me? What services do you offer? I can sell you various divine spell scrolls, quite useful, even if you don't have anyone in your party who can read them. While you're in this settlement, or indeed any place with a cleric willing to help, you only need to open your bag, choose the scroll you wish to cast. I'll be happy to read it for you. However, take care out there in the wilderness. The scroll is useless without someone who can read it. To use the scroll on your journeys, you need a spellcaster whose magical training covers such spells or someone skilled in magical devices. George, somebody told us where the temple was. That doesn't appear to be an option. Tell me about the visions that led you to the Temple of the
That's
Elk.
why I'm here.
I've heard of the Temple of the Elk from a local nymph. She believes a mad druid who serves the Stag Lord once performed rituals there. It seems to be where the magic mists come from.
To defile the ancient shrine of Erastil, and with such unnatural magic. How could it be that this druid wasn't completely exhausted?
What do you want from me?
Find the Temple of the Elk. I've
Done.
pieced together its location from what I can remember of my visions. I have a rough idea of where to look for the sanctuary, somewhere in the North Nile marshes. However, I don't possess the strength to walk this path myself. Do not reject my plea, good traveler, and I'll repay you as best I can. In these dark times, people rarely help each other without compensation. May Erastil forgive us all. But I am sure my healing abilities will be useful to you.
Probably.
How may I serve you?
I need the help of a cleric. What do we have? He's got a lot of scrolls. Does he have anything other than scrolls? He's got diamonds and diamond dust. This guy is... Wasn't he captured by bandits not very long ago? If he was, how the hell does he all of a sudden have 99 diamonds worth 5,000 a pop on him? I think this guy is holding out on us something rotten. He's got lots of scrolls. I don't really think I need much at the moment. Ooh, Scroll of Cure Light Wounds is 25 gold, and I'm pretty sure the potions of Cure Light Wounds are 50 gold. Show me what you have. Potion of Cure Light Wounds. Okay, that's an interesting thing. I mean, it does limit it to Lindsay and Harrim, but at the same token, that last trip out cost me in the region of about 6 or 7 Cure Light Wounds. So to replenish that, I could just take the scrolls. Interesting. Okay. Well, I don't want to speak to anybody. I want you anyway. Show me. I appreciate that other streamers might actually do this in downtime and off air, but I've chosen to be completely 100%. Everything happens on stream so that people don't get. Because this is the thing which I saw a streamer where it's I did some stuff off camera because I didn't want everybody to see all the paperwork that goes on after a fashion. I'm gonna get rid of these books that don't seem to be doing much for me. Artificial flour, chocolate is a cooking ingredient, clear quartz, it's got these mixed in together cooking ingredient, don't like that. Fruit, jam, herb, jade, meat is a cooking ingredient, 2 notes, cooking ingredient, pearls, don't want to eat those, peridot, they might be important, cooking ingredient, silver bell, silver earrings, silver thing, silver inkwells, silver spoon, silver embroidered purse, Svetlana's wedding ring, totally forgot about that. Sweet pancake recipe, forgot to read that. The Stag Lord's wine, that can go. It's got that background. See, all of these things have backgrounds that suggest maybe there's something more to them. That's a quest item. That's interesting. I'm pretty sure I can buy it back later if it turns out to be a terrible mistake. And cooking ingredient and sweet pancake recipe. Okay. What's this? Written orders. Keep hold of that. It's quest related. Okay. Escort. Don't want to keep all of that. No, not Kama. Don't want to keep all of that. Masterworth Dwarven Urgosh. Nope. Earthbreaker. That thing, and what else do we have? +1 longsword. Nope, that can go. And I'm going to keep all of these scrolls because it's one of them things where it's like, oh, wouldn't it be great if I had a scroll of blah blah blah, and then you instantly find out that you've sold your scroll of blah blah blah. And they don't weigh enough for me to be concerned. That gets me 2,486 gold, and I know he's got a small bag of holding. That will now cost me 14 gold, and I have the 14 gold. Deal. There we go. Now I shouldn't be over encumbered half as much when I'm out and about, which is always important, as everybody knows in role-playing games, bags of holding, they're great things. Here's your ring, Svetlana. Kressel gave it to me. I even managed to convince her not to fight me. I suppose I should tell you a bit about her. Kestrel wasn't her real name. Her real name was Irina, before all this. She was the daughter of my mother and her second husband, my half-sister. I can't help but feel like everything that happened to her was my fault. She always had a wildness to her. She wandered the streets hanging out with a bad crowd until the day she passed. Mother complained about Irina constantly. Back then it was just cruel games and strange escapades. She never really hurt anybody back in Rostov. Father didn't live much longer than our mother, so I decided to try and help Irina. I brought her here, to the Stolen Lands, though Oleg was against it. And once here, she immediately fell under the Stag Lord's influence. She never even needed to meet him. The stories and rumors from local hunters and bandits were enough to win her over. She would just tell us how he was a real leader, unlike Rostov's softies. Eventually she ran away, only to return under a new name with a pack of thugs to collect taxes from us. What's worse, she participated in the torture and execution of prisoners alongside the Stag Lord's minions. I don't know if there's any way to set her back on the right path, but I am grateful for your kindness. Perhaps there's still hope. For the sake of my mother's memory, I'd like to believe that. And you gave me 10 Oh, great stuff. Camping supplies and rations, 10 of them. That's £100. Well, why would you ever go stabbing your bags of holding? Jay, that's not what you're supposed to do with them. You're supposed to put things in them, not stab them. Unless, one surefire tactic is basically get a bag of holding, put a lot of alchemy fire in there, then put it into a confined space, and then stab it. That isn't a bad idea. That's hilarious. I have to go. And there we go. Because this is a video game and it actually keeps track of things, the small bag of holding, which is available fairly early on, allows the party to carry an additional 100 pounds of weight without suffering any negative consequences. She just gave us camping supplies and rations, 10 of them, weighing 100. A player of mine feared it was a mimic, who immediately stabbed it, and off to the ethereal plane he went. Oh yeah, I forget which is weird. Bags of holding do weird things depending on who's GMing and what rule set it is. Yes, there is a bag of holding that basically sends people off to the ethereal plane. I've generally had them just explode for the sake of convenience. But yeah, so basically she just gave us camping supplies just to fill the bag of holding up. I might actually sell those and get Okay, that was an interesting way to walk up the stairs. Time to go to sleep. Saving the game. Game auto-saved. There we go, finally. How are we doing on experience? That's a curious question. How am I doing on this alignment? It's come out of the lawful good socket just a little. I love the way that it's got lots of tiny little dots for all the decisions that I've made, but it doesn't actually make head and tail sense of any of them. Sorry, my throat is getting really dry from talking continually. Have you introduced your players to the bag of devouring yet, Jay? Because if you ever think that a bag of holding is a mimic, then you want to give them a new bag that is a bag of devouring, and that's just slightly different and slightly hilarious. I will continue to have fun. Go get foods if you wish. I'm not actually going to be going on for much longer. I just got 10 more minutes. Should I sell these rations? I mean, it's 2 days worth of food for the party of 5. I was kind of getting by with the weight that I was carrying, so I think I'm not going to sell the rations just yet, but I am annoyed that I bought a bag of holding and then immediately got lumbered with rations. I did manage to clear out the bag somewhat, so that's a bit of a plus. Back out again. I still don't have enough characters to do this. Okay, let's see if this gives me Stolen Lands. I've spent 85 days, and what is this? This is just to get rid of the bloody cutthroat known as the Stag Lord. I don't think that should take me too much longer once I've got the Temple of the Elk sorted out. I am probably going to go down through this unmarked bit just to try and clean up the map and hit this technical league encampment on my way to the place of the Temple of the Elk. Let's go southwards again. Boggard's hunting grounds. Okay, I'm gonna ignore that for a moment. Not sure what a boggart is and why it has hunting grounds in the middle of a forest. No, I don't want to enter that location. I want to cross this river. I want to... Don't go too south, don't... Yeah, there we go. Technically... Why did I go southwards? I was aiming for the nameplate. That's not the way that I wanted to go. That really isn't.
Gather our strength.
People are getting fatigued, which is not great. Spent a whole day on the bleeding road. Right, I am just about there, but I am going to rest up before going. Use rations, don't cook. Lindsay do that. No, Lindsay do that. Sharpen your weapon, sure. I'm not a big fan of it, but at the same token, it'll help out a little. And begin the rest.
Listen, Lindsay. Can you make up a legend about me? A short one, at least.
About you? A short one? But your feats would be enough for 2 heroic epics, with plenty left over for a saga.
And the cook spoilt the hearty meal. Great stuff, Lindsay. Which reminds me, I need to learn to make those pancakes. So much that I needed to remember to do. Copy recipe. There we go. And it's still light. That's mainly because I've eaten the £50 worth of rations. And it's slightly quicker. Okay, to the Technic League encampment. It's a bit of a mouthful. Teamwork feats can make your party very powerful. Don't ignore them. The problem is you need to give the same feat to 2 people. It's spoopy. How big's this map? Okay. Probably going to consider calling it here. I don't want to get into any major combat. Because the last time I... Oh, hello. Technic League Archer. Okay, let's not go that way. I mean, it is nighttime. Ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Is there any other way that I can go? It's a bit odd with the way that it's sort of like... It looks flat, but it also looks like it's rocks to me, which kind of suggests that it is a steeper slope. More technic league people. Oh my word! This is another reason why I should probably be thinking about.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Stopping the stream because I am starting to lose the ability to speak. A patrol has just wandered onto me. I didn't save, so well. Shall we begin? Take care of the mage first. No, I said take care of the mage. I didn't say miss the mage. If I wanted you to miss the mage, I would have said miss the mage. Ha, you missed. Right, let's wander a bit closer. Is everybody called in this blast? Blast? Alright, that'll do for you. And who's up? Who's up? Who is this? Oh, it's me. It's me, yes. Okay, go stab the mage. There we go. Not quite as much of a stabby as I would have liked, but still better than Valerie. Cause fear, and the barbarian is now feared and is running away. Oh my word. Bye, Amri. Lad as days, that mage. See, 2 can play that game. Right, so... yeah, sure, miss again. Why not? Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Let's try this way.
How much healing do you have? Oh, this is why I didn't want too much in the way of combat right now, because I had a feeling it would cascade into everybody coming along, and apparently Amri can't get much closer. Okay, so you're going to be a problem. You get dazed. You get dazed. Everybody gets dazed. Okay, that's the wizard out of the way. Stay close to that person. Because he's struggling to hit you. Shoot. Okay, move up. Please tell me that there's nobody else coming just yet. Right, you stab that guy. Okay, not too bad. Are you still feared? The thing that you're afraid of is dead. Okay, cool. I didn't quite make it there. Let's stun the swordsman now. He saved. That's not useful. That's not useful. You still can't hit anything, haha.
Repent.
Neither can we, apparently.
This
Stab.
should do it.
Nope. Okay. It's just a round of flails. And that's why you put people close to the archers. I think to a certain degree, with them having changed this from a real-time to a turn-based, they might need to go back and look at, so like, most people out there have, when they're playing role-playing games, have two weapons. If a ranged thing, because at the end of the day, you don't want to trigger these attacks of opportunity, so you at least have some kind of dagger, short sword, something that you can get out instead of your bow, so that you can avoid the attacks of opportunity. None of them I'm claiming they are complaining too much, because it's kind of useful being able to know that it's, yes, that's a ranged person. If I get somebody close, then they're likely to attack of opportunity themselves to death. They're not going to be able to be very proficient in any of this. And okay, I am going to move back a little. I'm not too concerned about learning the bodies, because it reminds you about that when you leave an area. But I am going to be calling the stream here. We are going to go raid Pathfinder Games. I wasn't entirely sure if she was going to be streaming today. She's been out for the weekend, and I wasn't sure if she was going to come back and whether she was going to stream. I do believe she is playing Star Wars Fallen Order. Yeah, Star Wars Jedi Fallen. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. There we go. Let's just click on save, and that is saving. Thank you for coming to my stream. I hope anybody who is still around joins me in the raid of Pathfinder Games, and I will be back on Thursday. I forget what hour I start. I think it's about 10 p.m. And I hope you're all enjoying this. All right, thank you very much, and see you again soon. Bye.